The dragon fails before the adoption has technically begun. One claw is in the hallway, the snout is at the door, and the apartment has become more of a suggestion. Then the phoenix flares under the smoke alarm, proving that Majestic can still violate the lease. So which mythical creature would actually make the best pet? At the adoption desk, the rules are brutally ordinary. Does it fit? Can guests survive? What does it eat? Can you clean up after it? Can it share a home without turning that home into a legend people warn children about? They turn. There is also one odd little mark by the threshold, but the form does not explain it yet. The dragon does not fail because dragons are automatically evil. Myths vary wildly, but in many European bestiary traditions, dragons are enormous, cave-haunting, serpent-like powers. Modern fantasy often adds wings, fire, and the general problem of needing a garage the size of a mountain. So the issue is not villainy, it is scale. A dragon belongs to cliffs, caves, treasure halls, and skies. Your hallway is offering a firm architectural no. The phoenix looks more promising, bird-shaped, elegant, possibly quiet between miracles. But ancient accounts often describe the phoenix through cycles of death and rebirth, fire or sun imagery, ash and aromatic nests. Which means care is not refilling a seed bowl, care is monitoring a sacred combustion schedule. You are not adopting a bird. You are hosting a recurring indoor ritual event with feathers. Fine. Smaller creature. Less flame. Then comes the basilisk. In medieval bestiary tradition, the basilisk can be deadly through gaze, scent, or proximity, depending on the version. This breaks something basic about pet life: ordinary closeness. Feeding becomes a hostage negotiation with a mirror. Training is difficult when eye contact is no longer bonding, but a medical emergency. So maybe the answer is not small, maybe it is beautiful. The Kelpie arrives looking like a horse that wandered in from a painting. But in Scottish folklore, Kelpies are water spirits, often horse-shaped, linked to lochs, rivers, and drowning danger. The problem is not that you need a bigger bathtub. The problem is that you are bringing the wrong myth to the wrong address. A Kelpie's home is water, danger, invitation, uncertainty. Put that in an apartment, and the habitat mismatch becomes a trust problem. Some creatures are not waiting to be domesticated. They are warnings with hooves. Then the unicorn walks in, and for a moment, the form relaxes. Not too large, not obviously on fire. Beautiful, iconic. Probably excellent for the thumbnail. But older unicorn traditions are not just sparkly horse. Medieval stories often frame unicorns as wild, fierce, sacred, elusive, and caught up in hunting and capture imagery. Suddenly the checklist looks ugly. The food bowl starts to feel like a bribe. The pet bed looks less like a bed and more like a shrine. And suddenly the earlier failures look different. The dragon was not just too big. The phoenix was not just bad for the deposit. The basilisk was not just dangerous. The Kelpie was not just wet. Each one was showing the same problem from another angle. Owning myth means squeezing it into a human container. The best pet is not the creature you can control, it is the one that still gets to be itself in your home. So the adoption form does not get another box, it turns over. The owner-centered form is crossed out. Now it becomes house rules. No cage, no leash, no trophy shelf. Respect the threshold. Leave a small offering. Do not insult the work. Do not treat help like ownership. And that is when the little signs near the threshold finally matter. The swept crumbs, the shifted chair, the small place where something has clearly been present but not displayed. The best candidate is the brownie. In English and Scottish folklore, brownies are often household spirits, small hidden presences connected with hearths, barns, chores, and nighttime help. They might tidy, tend animals, finish neglected work, or keep a house running in ways no one quite sees. But they are not servants in tiny hats. In many traditions, a brownie can leave if offended, criticized, mistreated, or paid in the wrong spirit. Gifts like food or cream may be welcome. Treating the relationship like wages can ruin it. The magic depends on manners. That makes the brownie strange, but almost perfectly home-shaped. It does not need a mountain cave, a rebirth chamber, mirrored feeding protocols, a private loch, or a sacred hunt rewritten as pet ownership. It needs a house where boundaries are understood. So yes, the best mythical pet is probably the brownie, but only if we use the word pet very carefully. It is closer to a housemate you never fully see, a small agreement with the invisible, a reminder that companionship is not the same as possession. At the end of the inspection, the dragon still cannot fit through the door, but now the doorway means something different. At first, it was an obstacle. Now it is a boundary. And maybe the most magical creature is not the one powerful enough to break it, but the one polite enough to cross it only when invited. If you enjoyed this ridiculous inspection, subscribe, because somewhere in the office there is still a file marked Griffin Guest Policy Unresolved.